This block is 9 patch and Hourglass, a 12-inch finished block. And there are two different units here. We have a 9 patch unit and an Hourglass unit, or sometimes that's called a quarter square triangle unit. This is a really neat way to use up some scraps if you have them. For the 9 patch units, you can use your leftover jelly rolls and cut those up. Here are 4 blocks put together. You'll see that some of the 9 patch units are framed in white and the others are framed in red. And also, if you cover these up, these make a star. The red blocks make a star. So that's kind of a neat quilt to put together with using all scraps. There are only 2 patches here. The first patch A is a quarter square triangle, 6-inch finished. We'll cut a square that's 7 1/4 inches and cut it in half diagonally twice, and we'll get 4 patches. You could use those same 4 patches in the block, or you could just cut 4 of these and then do a variety of patches in 4 different blocks. Because you'll need 4 patches for the background and 4 assorted patches for the red fabric. These are the rotary cutting instructions. There still seems to be a little confusion with some people that these, if you have a rotary cutter, you cut your square 7 1/4 inches, then cut it in half diagonally twice with your rotary cutter, and you'll get these patches that you need. If you do have the AccuQuilt and you have these dies, you can use them to cut this shape. Otherwise, you can rotary cut or use your AccuQuilt if you have this size. Patch B is a 2-inch finished square. We're going to rotary cut 2 1/2-inch squares. If you don't want to use your rotary cutter and you have the AccuQuilt, one of these dies will cut this 2 1/2-inch square. So I hope that is a little bit more clear. These are the cutting instructions for the rotary cutter. These are the dies, if you have AccuQuilt, that will get you these same shapes that you need to make this block. We're going to use the A patches to make the quarter square triangle or the Hourglass unit, whatever you want to call it. Then we'll use the B patches to make our 2 9 patch units. Then we'll just put those together. Here are the fabrics I'm using. These are 4 different red fabrics, and the white fabric is from the same fabric. And here are the 2 1/2-inch cut squares. We have 8 assorted blue fabrics and 8 of the background fabric. And these 2 backgrounds are different, just because that's what I picked up. Now we're going to take these Hourglass units and sew them together like this. Let me put this one here. If we take these apart like this, we'll take this patch, flip it over, and you want to match this 90-degree angle. So you'll match the sides here and the top here. Then turn it around and stitch 1/4 inch from here down to the point. And then do the same thing with this one. Flip it over, match the side and the top, and then stitch your 1/4 inch all the way down. Do that to make 2 of these Hourglass units. When you have the 2 halves stitched together, you're going to flip these over and match the seam allowance here, and then match this long edge here. Stitch 1/4 inch from one side to the other, and then you'll have this Hourglass unit. You'll have these little nubs in the corners. You'll need to cut those off. And cut all those nubs off. Next we'll go to the 9 patch units. We're going to take 4 of the blue and 5 of the white and make our 9 patches like this. We sew this row together, then the second row and the third row, press them, then sew the rows together, and do that twice for 2 9 patch units. All the units are done, and we'll just put this together. So these two together, then these two, and sew the 2 rows together, and the block is finished. Thank you for watching.